This next section covers loss of metallization on the termination areas of chip components. Occasionally, you may see a chip component that has some degree of damage or missing plating in the metal termination areas that are meant to be soldered onto the lands. How much loss of metallization is acceptable will depend on the class of the product and where the missing material is located. For example, no loss of metallization is allowed on the end face for any class of product. If the chip component has side terminations, you can have a void in the side metallization as long as it's smaller than 25% of the component width or 25% of the component thickness. Since the top is the least important area of the solder joint, all three classes can tolerate a loss of metallization measuring up to 50% of the top area. In addition to metallization voids, there is also acceptance criteria for nicks or chipouts in ceramic capacitor bodies. Table 9.1 allows for chipouts measuring up to 25% of the component thickness, or 25% of the component width, and up to 50% of the length of the ceramic body, as measured between the termination faces. Chip resistors have special criteria for damage to the resistive element. The resistive element is printed on the top of the component underneath a protective glass coating. Damage to the glass coating or the resistive element is considered a defect for all three classes. There are other types of component damage for both through-hole and surface mount components. All three classes use the same acceptance criteria. Burned or charred components from excessive heat is also a defect. This usually shows up as brown or black discoloration. Cracks or chips in glass component bodies are always considered a defect. Think of a windshield crack and how it always grows bigger. Cracks in plastic or ceramic components that expose the component substrate or active elements are also not acceptable. Cracks can allow moisture vapor into the component and create electrical failures. Cracks in the component seals, where the leads enter the component body, are also a defect. Minor dents can be acceptable as long as the dent does not negatively affect the form, fit, or function of the component.